You know that one person, or maybe there's many, that's the energy vampire that you know the second you're around them, it's just like sucks the life out of the room, out of you. Or, you know, those times when you walk into like a store, a party, a house, and you're like, no. Like something is just off and it does not vibe with my being at all whatsoever.
It's happened to me.
It's happened to me
I've walked into
many
somebody's
times.
house and I've walked right back out.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, there's some energy in here that just isn't working for me, so I'm out.
And that is the very reason why we are going to talk about all sorts of different tools and tips on protecting your spiritual energy.
Because there are a lot of energy vampires out there. I'm sure you know of a few.
And there's a lot of residual energy, like
Yes.
maybe a place where a trauma happened or where somebody was just really angry and that energy is still lingering in the space. And then you're walking right into it like spider webs.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't like that.
I hate walking into spider webs.
I become a fucking ninja. All this shit happens.
Right? You got to clear it off. And that's exactly, you have to be a ninja with your spiritual energy, exactly
There
how
you
you have
go.
to be. Completely. So how much attention are you really paying to if your energy is clean and clear and protected? A lot of us don't spend that much time.
No.
Or we just know the basic tools. Like we can name, here's a few of them, like crystals. There's sage up there. We have incense, nature. Like there's quite a few
Meditation.
routine things, meditation, that probably a lot of you know. If you don't know, like smudging, you've probably seen different spiritual movies where they're having like incense or sage smudge sticks and they're, you know, moving the smoke to try to clear the energy away
Right.
or out of a room. So there's a lot of those typical ways. And like, what is one of your favorite ways to protect your energy?
I do shields up. I do this mental thing. It's like, you know, white light or violet light shields up throughout me, and then I expand it out for X amount of miles, if you will, in every direction.
Got it.
That's how I bubble up.
And I see one big mistake that you can make sure that you do not make when a lot of people bubble up is if you walk into, say, like that spider web of anger somewhere and it's all over you and then you bubble up around yourself and you've just enclosed yourself in your bubble of anger that you just walked into.
Oh. This is why you need to do it beforehand.
Yes.
Like one of
before you get out of the car, before you leave the house.
Exactly. When I am going somewhere where I know I'm going to be around a lot of people, or in a different location environment, someplace I've never been to before, one of the things that I do is, you know, you all know that I like to meditate, so I'll meditate and then I'll do the bubbles up, shielding my energy, my body, my spirit, my soul, and I do all those things before going into any other place or engaging with any other people. And that's one of the reasons why that time when I was going to this party and, you know, knocked on the door, everything was cool, started to walk in, and I got smacked with this energy that just didn't feel good. I'm like, I'm out. But my friends are like, but what's going on and all this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, there's an energy, a vibe here that I'm just not liking. And good thing that my friends know this about me. So they were just like, okay, they're cool and all this stuff. And mind you, several hours down the line of this party, you know, being where it needs to be and all this stuff, some shit started to happen. And clearly my spirit, my energy, my guides, all those, my team said, you don't need to be around any of this at this time, because some shit went down. So I was just like, okay, cool. And I was at home watching TV, doing my thing.
Nice.
Not involved in any other nonsense that was happening. And that is how you know that you've protected yourself and your energy so well that it totally keeps you out of harm's way.
So we hear sometimes like, but I don't, you know, I'm not as skilled as you at like sensing energy or seeing energy or knowing what the energy is. We all get those gut feelings where something's just off. Like that's you sensing, that's you knowing. So you really need to pay attention to that
Yeah.
and walk forward from that place. You need to understand that what aligns with you will feel like welcoming and good, and like, yeah, look at all the people laughing in that party, and you know, the energy feels great, like I want to go in, I want to soak that up. Or like, yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that doesn't serve my soul, and I'm
Or
walking
even
the
your
other way.
energy, your spiritual team will tag team you, if you will. So if you're like not aware that you shouldn't be walking into that place, maybe something will happen, like you'll take a left instead of a right,
Yeah.
and you go totally off track.
And then you
You
find
know,
out there was an accident the way that you were trying to go.
things like that. So
Or your body protects you as well.
yes,
Because your body is the one that gives you that, gut dropping sensation or that off feeling. Your body is telling you. So maybe you'll start to get a headache, feel nauseous. Like your body's like triggering you, like, no, we need to get the hell out of here.
right. And I mean, like literally, your body will tell you those things, like you said. Like, I came across somebody that was an energy vampire. Literally felt like I was like I was doing this, like I was being punched in the fucking face
Oh.
with this energy, and it's just like, excuse me, and the person's like, what? Your energy is beating the shit out of mine, and I'm not sure why, and I don't like it. Can we please pause? And you're probably saying, who the fuck says that?
We do.
I do. Because I know myself, and I want to make sure I'm in a good place, and I want to make sure that I am happy and having fun and doing all those things. And if somebody's energy, whether they know it or not, is attacking mine, I'm going to pause. And we're
believe
gonna
me,
talk about
saying something like that will make them pause.
Yes.
It's almost like
You're like, wait.
flicking a kid having a tantrum with some
Yeah.
cold water, and they're like,
Smacking somebody in the face just to get them off track.
and their energy comes down real quick because they're like, what's going on?
It's like, well, what are you reading? What are you doing? What's going on? It's like, I don't know. You tell me. Your energy is the one that's smacking mine around.
Yeah.
Why? It's and that's how you know, because you physically you can tell. Whether you listen to it or not, that's a different story.
Right.
Not that it doesn't happen, because it happens. Whether you do something about it, that's on you.
Exactly. And that, what you just did actually, is setting a boundary. You're speaking up for what's not working for you. You're speaking up about, like, we need to pause about what you need.
Yeah.
Healthy boundary. That's one of your biggest protection mechanisms. You might want to take a look at, we actually have a podcast. I think it's episode 19 that we did all about boundaries.
Yeah.
So if you burn the incense and say the prayers and, do whatever your usual protection method is, and you're still finding there's like a lot of holes in your game, you might want to look at boundaries, because that's a common miss that a lot of people aren't understanding.
And that's the first thing on my list.
Oh, wow.
Set boundaries.
There you go.
Just like a bouncer on an exclusive club, that's how you do clear boundaries. People in situations will drain your energy, so having a good no is the proper answer.
Yeah. So instead of checking their license to see if, they meet the requirements to come into your club or not, or their credentials, you're checking their energy. And does that have permission to come into your club, your space, your playground of life, or not?
Right.
I was at a grocery store actually yesterday, and I turned down an aisle, and there's an employee sitting on the floor shoving jars around. They're clanking and they're bitching. Fucking people, they're so fucking rude and stupid. And I'm like, ew. My first thought, I turned my cart around and I was just gonna leave, and then I paused, and I'll tell you why this happened for me. But I paused, and I'm in a really good place, so I looked at them and I'm like, maybe they're having maybe something crappy really happened to them, or a customer just yelled at them for no reason because they were having a bad day, and now this person caught that energy. And so I started bubbling the person with love. Any love that they needed was free for them to take or not, and they settled down, and I continued down the aisle. Now, so my biggest protection thing is having a strong and balanced energy system. So this is me taking care of my body, eating well, moving my body, meditating so I get my energy and my mind straight. It's me having healthy boundaries, doing all the things to take care of my core self so that my energy is strong. And if I do walk into that spider web of somebody else's anger, it's not bothering me because I'm like Teflon. It's just like rolling right off. And I also wanted to bring up, like, if you know people are coming to your house. When I know people are coming over, I am like visualizing almost like a giant dream catcher coming over the house so that all the good energy can flow in and anything bad gets stuck in the web and it's up like out of my space. So good stuff can flow in, bad stuff, nah.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of times, if you ever see me at a party, I'm commonly picking up, even if it's not my house. To me, it's kind of picking up clutter, and it's cluttered energy to me. So if I'm just picking up cups and plates and being like, oh, let me take that from you, I'm picturing it being like maybe there's a little bit too much energy going on. And it's not exactly aligning with where my sense of fun is.
Right, right.
So I'm starting to do different things that are shifting the energy. And that's also creating me being able to move around. I'm being able to talk to different people and connect with different people as I'm taking a plate from them or offering them a slice of cake or something. So I can check everybody's energy so I can maybe pinpoint if there's like a person who's having a hard time that maybe I can assist in shifting or that I know I need to stay away from. Or bubble myself from, or bubble them with love, like whatever tool you think should come out of your tool bag in that moment.
Mine is like the airport, you know, that thing that you go into and it scans you.
Oh yeah, you're like
Mine is more like that in the doorways, where that the doorway becomes that scanner, and will scan all the good shit and push all the whatever bad energy that does not need to be in my home.
you don't make it through.
Yeah, it never gets through the door.
Yeah, I always have usually amethyst, or I have something that's wherever the door where people are broom or something where people are coming in. That's intent. The job of it is to clear people as it comes into the house.
Yeah. One other thing that's good to do, to be aware of, that will help you with with energy and making sure that it's protected, is mindfulness. And I thought that this was really interesting because when you're in mindfulness, you're actively doing like meditation, breath work, those types of exercises, and it really checks the energy. It really puts it onto the curb pretty much. And I thought that was really interesting because we teach and talk a lot about mindfulness as well.
Right.
So yeah, be mindful.
It is an excellent protection method for sure. One of my favorite things too is shifting my body.
Yep.
So if I'm in front of somebody like face to face and they're like blah, 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 like the negative or the angry or like some energy that I'm just like not liking, the reason it's feeling so strong is because they're right in front of me, so that energy's just bouncing off of me back and forth and back and forth, and it's like no. So if you just turn if I'm facing you and we're having that and I'm now turned to the side, your energy is now going out that way and mine's going out this way. So they might cross briefly, but they're not like banging against each other.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll slightly shift my body in a different direction where I'm not in direct line of this person. If it's really like heavy and really bad for me energetically, I literally like step abruptly to the side.
You'll also notice that if you need to have a hard conversation with somebody, or if you've ever noticed when you're in a vehicle, you have really good deep conversations, like when you're on a road trip or something, it's because you and the person are side by side and both your energies are going in the same direction.
Yeah.
So that's a really good place if you have something maybe uncomfortable to talk about.
Another thing is surround yourself around positivity. People with positive energy. The positivity is a big thing.
And we're not talking about the people that are like, everything is perfect and love and light and great and rosy. And we're talking about real people that are real, have real happiness inside of them, that are exuding like stuff that lights up your soul.
Yeah. Good vibes all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites is getting out in nature.
Yes.
If I'm having like work's not working out for me that day, or I'm having a problem, it's like I'm going for a walk. And I'm going to go, especially when I used to go camping all the time. I used to go several times a year to a retreat, and just, being out on the mountain and fresh air. And
Yeah.
it's
It's very grounding.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
very grounding. The same as for me when I go anywhere near a body of water. It's very grounding for me. I know that water is a conductor, which is, an active energy. But it's still, it totally grounds things for me, and it helps, kind of clear out any bad energy I might have picked up along the way.
Right.
Because that's another thing. Energy will stick to you sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends what you allow in.
Your body, like if you're outside, you're not, maybe you're rolling around in a mud puddle and you're coming in all dirty, but normally just going throughout the day, we get some dirt and grime and residue on us. And the same is true with energy.
Because life is a mud puddle.
Life is a mud puddle.
It really is. It really, really is. There's a lot of shit going on out there, man. And it's gonna fucking stick to you sometimes.
Yeah.
So, take an energetic fucking bath.
Yeah, if you are not, like, if you're in the city or something and you can't get out to a river, stream, mountain, or whatever, that, throw some sea salt in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And get in there. Use the incense, the smoke from the incense to cleanse you off. Hold a crystal for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Just get in sunlight. Open a window. Stick your head out. The sun can help just reset everything. If you have clear intent that you're cleaning your energy, cleansing your energy, or that you're building your energy, shoring up your energy, if you're sinking your energy deeper into the core of who you are, if you're reaching your energy out into the universal cosmos, because everything is energy. So everything is touching and interacting all the damn time.
Everything.
Picture your feet, put them flat on the floor and them grounding into the earth, and rooting in anything that is the core of who you are, and taking away from you anything that does not serve you and doesn't need to be there anymore. Right. It's like, I might decide that, like, okay, white is reflective. So I'm wearing white, so anything not me is just going to bounce right off of me. Or I'm feeling a little bit, depleted, and I know I'm going to go to this really cool place that has really cool energy. So I'm wearing black, which absorbs. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to picture it. It's just filling me up all day.
But something that really grounds your energy to you, if you will, so that you're balanced and stable throughout the time of whatever event or people you're going to be around. Really consciously doing these things before you leave your house, it's going to help you maneuver in the mud puddle of the world.
It is.
It really will, because you're going to come across some people that are, and how you act or react is going to tell just how well you're protecting your energy. Mm-hmm. If you fly off the handle, then they've gotten through. Things like that. So really, like, deliberately get yourself prepared to go out there.
And I also want to make sure we're not just talking about out there. We're talking about in here, mm-hmm. because a big miss on energy protection is where you're stuffing your feelings, you're stuffing your anger, you're stuffing your regret, your loneliness. You're not acknowledging and honoring those feelings, and you're not doing anything to allow them space to flow through and for you to resolve them in any way. So you're holding all of that negative energy inside of you.
And if you're doing that, what do you think is going to come at you when you do go out there?
Right, because like attracts like.
Yeah.
It's because, like I said, my favorite thing is when I have this clean, then this is a lot cleaner, or it just doesn't stick.
Right. I mean, if you're not cool with yourself, obviously you're not going to be cool with anything around you. So really trust your intuition make sure you have a solid foundation of yourself and your knowing. And really practice that. Like intuition is a big thing, and a lot of us don't tend to listen to it, and it's a real good superpower for us to have. And why not utilize it? Really internally, when it comes right back to us. If we're not cool inside, not a lot of cool shit will happen.
Exactly.
You will get what you're going to get.
Yeah. So cleanse, build, and then carry that outside with you as you go. And we'd love to hear what type of spiritual protection tools that you're using or work best for you.
Yeah.
Comment below. We'd love to read that and add it to our tool bag.
Cool.
All right. So protect your peace.
Awesome. Be kind.
Peace.